Warning, if you don't want your face to look like this, or your arms to look like this, then wait until the engine is cooled off to start working on it. If you open the radiator cap or the coolant tanks while the engine is hot and under pressure, it could spray out and burn you. So make sure the car has been sitting long enough for the engine to be cool before you start this job. All right, the back of the car is on jack stands and the front of the car is raised as well. I'm going to show you where you would jack the rear of the car up. You want to make sure that the car is level before you do this, because if you only raise the front of the car and not the back, all of the old coolant might not drain out. It will be on this cone-shaped piece right here. I have to jack it up in order to get the jack stands down. So this piece right here is where I jacked it up on. And if you want to know how to jack the front of the car up, I made a short video on that as well. I'll link that in the description. All right, the first step, you need to take the caps off. This is the inverter cap. This is the radiator assembly cap or sub-assembly cap. These caps should be left unscrewed during the entire process because it allows the air to bleed properly from the system. Now, underneath of the car, on the driver's side in the corner over here, you'll see these two yellow valves. This is where the coolant gets drained from. So I'll just give these a turn and get my oil pan ready. Screw this. If you hold the pan up close to the plug, it won't splash as much. I'm unscrewing the bottom plug all the way off. And now I'll take the top plug off as well. You can see it's really coming out now. So I'll just give this some time to drain all the way out. I like to clean these off with a paper towel. See, I have a little bit of gunk right there. Just gonna clean this stuff off because it dripped everywhere. Put this down. Back on the wiring. Now we're gonna put these back in. And make sure both of these are tightened all the way. Now it's time to fill both reservoirs. I'll start with the inverter reservoir first. You want to fill the inverter tank a little bit above the maximum line because the fluid will go down a bit once you put the car in maintenance mode. So now the next step is to fill the radiator. And you want to fill it slowly. You don't want to fill it up too fast. This is a decent speed for the coolant to go into the radiator. If you pour it too fast, you could push more air into the system, which means it will take a longer time to bleed all the air out. So just go nice and slow and take your time on this part. Some of you guys in my other coolant video have complained about having air pockets. and asked how to get them out. So I just wanted to stress this part about adding the coolant in slowly and taking your time, because this could be the reason why some of you had issues with air pockets. Also, hold the bottle sideways like you see me holding it here. The liquid flows out smoother holding it this way. I'm just pausing right here to let the coolant drain down. You can see it bubbling up at the bottom there. So you'll keep filling it up slowly, and then you'll have to stop a few times because it will start to bubble up and look like this. So just wait for the coolant to go down before you start to pour more in, and pour it in slowly so it won't spill. All right, I put a little bit over 2 quarts in here already, but I'll show you what I mean. You can have a better view of how to pour it in. See, it'll start bubbling up right there. So you just stop, wait a minute, and you can even hear it go down, and then continue. And just go slow. See, it's bubbling again. You can even hear it as it goes down. So just take your time on this part. There it is again. So basically you're just gonna go through this process the entire time. So you guys get the picture. I'm going to stop recording now. Also, if you're having trouble getting the coolant to go down, that means you probably have air pockets. You can squeeze on the hoses. That's the upper hose. Down here is the lower hose. You can try squeezing them, and that might help to dislodge the air. This hose right here and this hose down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze on the hose, and just, you'll see the bubbles coming up. You'll see the air pockets, the little air bubbles coming up as I squeeze the hose. And I'm just going to, I'm still holding the hose. You see those bubbles coming up? I'm still holding it. Now I'm going to release the hose. I just released it. Now I'm going to start squeezing it again. So I'm squeezing the hose, I'm squeezing the hose. And I'm just squeezing it with the right amount of pressure so that the liquid doesn't overflow and spill out. There will always be some bubbles that come to the surface when squeezing the upper and lower hoses. So don't think that you need to get all of the bubbles out, because you don't. I did this process for a couple of minutes and still have bubbles surfacing, but I did not have any major air pockets. All right, now I'm going to fill the reservoir tank up. So take the cap off, and I'm just going to fill it up to the maximum line. Okay, the coolant reservoir is now full, so I can put the car in maintenance mode now. So this tank is filled up to the maximum, and you can see the radiator is full. I'm squeezing the hose right now. That's why it's coming up. Once I put the car in maintenance mode and let it run for a while, if there's any air pockets, it should bleed out. I'll just place the cap back here, but not close it. And onto the inverter. Once the car goes in maintenance mode, this level will drop, and you'll need to hurry up and add more coolant because we don't want the inverter to run dry. If you hear some type of noise that's not good, that's the inverter telling you to hurry the F up and put more coolant in. Okay, so I'm in the car. I'm going to put this in maintenance mode. First step, you want to make sure that the air is turned off. I'm just going to make sure it's turned off. You have 60 seconds to complete the following steps for maintenance mode. Turn the ignition switch on. It's on. Fully depress the gas pedal twice. 1, 2. Move the shift lever to N. Fully depress the accelerator pedal twice. Move the shift lever to P and fully depress the accelerator pedal twice. Start the engine by turning the ignition switch on while depressing the brake pedal. And you can see the traction control button is off. And there's another button on these, and it tells you traction control is turned off. So we are now in maintenance mode. After you complete step 6, which is pushing the gas pedal twice, the coolant in the inverter will start to go down, as you can see in this clip. So you'll need to hurry and refill it to the max line again. Now, what Toyota wants you to do is turn the blower on the lowest setting and turn it all the way high, okay? The heat, not the AC, okay? So it's on, make sure the blower is on low and the temperature is high, okay? You just check the heat to see if it's actually hot, and it is hot. This helps to bleed the system out. So if you have the heat on, right, make sure you don't have the AC on. If you have the heat on all the way up and it's not hot, it's cold, and it's been running for a couple of minutes, immediately it might not be hot, but after a couple minutes it'll warm up. If it's not hot, then you know you have an air pocket. Another Toyota mechanic told me you can actually rub the gas a little bit to help bleed it. But if the heat is hot, you're on the right track. Now it's time to top off the radiator. Remember to pour it slowly. You'll know when to stop pouring when you see these little bubbles at the bottom. You can see that it's full now. I put a little bit too much in, so it's spilling a little bit. So just try not to put too much in so it won't make a mess. You can see the bubbles coming up. That's the air pockets escaping. See all the bubbles? Now we're going to time travel 10 minutes later, and I'll show you how the radiator spout looks. Towards the end of your maintenance mode journey, the radiator spout should look like this. There's hardly any bubbles coming to the surface now, which means no air pockets. So I'm just going to squeeze on the hose for a little bit and see if anything comes to the surface. All right, so this bled out pretty fast. I'm going to squeeze the hoses a little bit and see if that, I'm squeezing the hoses and seeing that the little air bubbles. They're really small though. They were huge before. The system is pretty much bled out now. So I'm going to shut the car off. I'm just squeezing the hose right now, and there are absolutely no bubbles coming to the surface. As you can see, I made a mess in the driveway, so you might want to place something down there. Place your oil mat down there to catch it. Okay, so the inverter level is good. It's on the full mark right there, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. Make sure it's closed all the way. You'll hear like a little snap right there. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a teeny bit more here in the reserve tank. It went down just a little bit, so I'm going to fill it back up to the max line. I'm going to go ahead and put this cap back on now. After I top this off, I'll drive it around for 15 minutes or so, then come back and wait for the car to cool off and check the levels again and add any more coolant if I need to.